Well, you joined me today in a Mahari, for we are at 2CVGB's Registers Day, and I left my Bilingo down at the camping field, so I've had to borrow Jono at Peak 2CV's Mahari, which is covered in tiger stripes. So let's go and find the camping. We're on a hop farm, so yeah, hops every. Oh, there's beer rattling around in the back. I'm not drunk. Others may have been drinking, but not me. This is the life, my friend. Right, we've done the camping. Now it's the time for voting. Everyone will come and choose their favourite car out of this remarkable lineup of vehicles. And there's some we've seen before, some you probably haven't seen before, some very rare cars like this 2CV Spot. It's one of the first limited editions that kind of existed of any car, made in about 1976, I think. So 2CV Spot started it off. And this is a very early Charleston, when it came out as a limited edition, and houndstooth seats and everything, and such was the love for the Charleston, but it became a regular production model, a bit like the Dolly, which also started as a special edition. This 2CV belongs to my friend Rob Sanderson. It's been in his family from brand new. It's a 1974. It's a lovely car. I would be slightly nervous of the brown vinyl seats today. But yeah, absolutely lovely. From France with love. So we've started off, for completely random reasons, in the drum brake section. This is cars from 1970 up to 1981. Some have been disc brake converted. I have a feeling this one is. It's deliciously dishevelled, belongs to my friend Neil, who lives down in Cornwall, so it's very well travelled. He's applied the Citroen front drive bonnet badge from a British built 2CV. This one very much wasn't. He's got Citroen CX or GSA front seats. He's got no rear window fitted at all for extra ventilation. It's got all of the character. Lovely car. This one belongs to Matt Damper, who is the chap who makes the canvas roofs. So the roof I've got on Ellie, makes sunshades as well. There's two of his, an older design there, and then he's got a later mesh design in the back. So that's very good to see. This one we saw at Peak 2CV, an old midwife's 2CV. Lovely example. This one belongs to my friend Julian. It's incredibly orange. My mate Aidan owns this one. He's had this 2CV a very, very long time. And another blue one on the end. So 2CV clubs and the Charlestons had these rectangular headlamps, whereas the Special tended to keep the circular ones. But they had to make the headlamp bar wider for the square headlamps, which is why on slightly later 2CVs the headlamps stick out slightly more. So a boring fact you didn't need to know. Behind the drummers, we'll go and look at more of them later. We've got the disc brake lineup. My friend Alex here in these yellow and white 2CV, not a factory scheme. Beachcomber, buttermilk, 1 year only, 1984. Lovely cars. So by far the most numerous 2CVs are these later ones. The 2CV, especially in the UK, underwent something of a resurgence, and they sold in astonishing numbers, which is really nice. Hello. This is a black 2CV that originates from Belgium, but has lived in this country most of its life, I think. Belongs to my mate Pete. It's a lovely car. And see what else is up here. Snowy 2, friend mixed 2CV, green and white Dolly, red Special. My friends Adrian and Ellie. I think Ellie's owned this 2CV from new, Sparky. A Bamboo, another limited edition, very late in the production run. There's a few more hiding up here in the trees. Everyone seeking shade on this very hot day. Have you heard Titch? Have you heard her subtly barking in the background? Returning to Drummerland, this is my friend Rob's Jade Green 2CV. Again with the square headlamps. He's had the seats retrimmed in green vinyl to match, not an original fitment, I don't think. Lovely car. Oh, lovely stickers in the background as well. And this belongs to my friend Matt, and it's a bit of a hodgepodge of all the things he likes on different cars. So it's got it's a PO spec front bumper, sorry, as fitted to rally raid cars. It was an optional bit of kit. It's got a 60s free bar aluminium grille. It's got ASAM export indicators, the first indicator they fitted to the front of a 2CV. Nice bonnet strip. It's got these high indicators that were fitted in the 1960s, and it's also got a 60s rear panel. So an intriguing mix, and a really nice car. It's just his thoughts on what he would like. This one is another very personal interpretation of what they wanted in a car, a colour scheme I've not seen before, dark blue and sort of white, But yeah, we've got a sunshade up the top, and we've got a hatchback conversion. This is something you could buy from the dealer. You could specify a hatchback conversion. We've even got Venetian blind in the rear window, which wouldn't have been a period option, but a lot of people fit them now. Very popular in DS's and the like, and now spreading to other 2CVs. But yeah, I like the shaded canopy here as well. That'll be very useful later on. Colour match deck chairs. Very, very good. Right, we're going to look at some Dianes. So here's a Diane Côte d'Azur. It's like a run-out model on the Diane. So that one dates from 1982. This is the last year of sales in the UK, whereas that's a 68. And we've got a 70 in brown. The Diane was meant to be a better 2CV, developed by former Panhard designers. And in many ways it is. They are vastly superior in a great many ways. But they're not quite 2CV, so I've owned a few. None of them have ever really lasted more than about a year on the fleet. But much better aerodynamics. They're slightly wider in the body, so there's more elbow room. This one belongs to Rick Pembroke, the gearbox guru. Rebuilds gearboxes. It's a joy to watch. He's worked on Ellie the 2CV in the past. Moving up to Amis. Well, if we start at the top, we can take you through the Ami lineup. First of all, we've got the very rare Toyota Starlet Ami. But yeah, the Ami story starts here. 1961, this is about a 63 or 4 example. The Ami was launched, 2CV mechanicals. This absolutely outrageous bodywork with the reverse rake rear window. Just I love them. I think the styling is absolutely magical. And again, trying to fill the void between the 2CV and the Citroen DS, because Citroen really didn't have anything. You need to go in the shade there, Diego. Didn't have anything between that enormous gap. So the Ami came along, 602cc engine, and they sold around 1 million, 600,000 of which were estates, outsold the saloons. And this is the other end of the lineup. Both these cars belong to my friend Ragnar. This is an Ami Super, giveaways the slots above the bumper. So it's got a 1015cc GS engine and a floor gear change. So that represents the other end of Ami production. And this is an Ami 8. The 8 being the model that was turned into a Super. Right, let's quickly go through the vans. This is an AZU 250. This is the smallest of the vans. Dinky little body on it. And this is an AK 350, where they first extended the van body, longer rear overhang. Previously they truncated the chassis, but these are a bit longer. Useful, but still quite low in the roof. This one appears to be right-hand drive converted. And is a bit modernised under here, so it's got disc brakes. Oh look who's responsible, Sparrow Automotive. It's got the latest 602. These originally used an M4 version of the 602 engine, which I won't bore you, is almost entirely different. The largest of the 2CV vans are the AKS 400s. They've got the aerodynamics of a house, but raised roof means a bit more space in the back. And the last of the A-Series vans were the Acadians, based on the Diane, as you can quite clearly see here. Slightly extended chassis, are a little bit longer. This one's an Acadian mixture with longer side windows, and it would have had a rear seat as well. This one packing one of Sparrow's BMW motorbike engines for quite a bit more go. Very, very exciting. That's the world of vans. Now, you definitely won't see too many of these. These are Telol Tangaras. 1987, Citroen stopped making the Mahari. We'll go and have a look at those in a moment. And Raoul Telol decided, well, if I can get the mechanicals from Citroen, I can design my own funky body, all made out of glass fibre, and it'll be a really practical little car. So that's what they did. And I must admit, I'm seeing some familiarity with my Reliant Fox in this design, but we know we've got winding windows, rust-free bodywork, but good old 2CV running gear. This is the only right-hand drive one ever made, and yeah, it's an odd mix. It's quite a modern outer shell on 2CV running gear. The dashboard is entirely 2CV, so fascinating and very rare to see two of them. They built around 1400, including 400 for the French military apparently. And the one on the left is for sale, open to offers, and wondering which Hubnut we could sacrifice. So these are the Maharis. This one's got the optional canopy, it seems. This one over here belongs to Jono of Peak 2CV fame. So we've got a steel space frame and ABS plastic bodywork over the top. This one belongs to my friend Dunk. And this one is right at the end of production, a Plage special edition. And you can kind of see the target market, very much south of France, beach transport. This one up here, you see the slightly different front ends, that's a later one, slightly earlier. And this one's actually got a plastic roof section. But yeah, you can take all this off, you can fold the windscreen down. It's a practical mini moke sort of a vehicle, but on 2CV running gear, or technically Diane, I think. But Duncan Jono showing just how stripped down they can be. They've been razzing around with Maharis full of kids all weekend, having a lovely time. So now we're into the ModCon section, the modified and converted. We've got a Lomax freewheeler here, kit car. My friends Jim and Liz own this beautiful 2CV that's been modified to look like a much older one. I hadn't realised it was their car. It's an absolute beauty. Very, very nicely done. There are so many details needed to make a late 2CV look like an early one. Tricks like fitting the alternator in. This one belongs to the ModCon registrar himself, Mr. Forbes. Hello, sir. That's his Lomax he's had a long time. Andy Bennett's Lomax. This car has been around in the club since I joined the club in 1996, and probably a long time before, based on an AMI, I seem to recall. So yeah, it's been around in my childhood a long time. And another BMW powered a Diane. This one with some intriguing headlamps as well, angel eye headlamps. Very, very nice. And if we just have a wander over here, we've got a solitary H-van. And I'm not sure where the H-vans are this year. Not technically a 2CV or an A-series Citroen, but I think because they're cute, they're Ripley, they use 2CV headlamps and indicators. H-vans have always had their own register within 2CV GB. So yeah, this is what Registers Day is about. It's all the registers, the separate sections. There's a bit of a show and shine. They show off the cars. People vote on their favourites. There'll be an award ceremony later. It's kind of the closest 2CV GB gets to an actual sort of proper car show. And then you find cars just floating around for no apparent reason. This one belongs to my Sobe friends with the rather late Diane. This is an earlier one they've restored. Very nice. This beautiful 2CV van belongs to Mike Good, an exceptional cartoonist. I'm not sure why it's... Oh, this might be the masterclass cars that have won more than once. Chris Litchfield's Barbara, I believe. This one a 1978 2CV club. Very nice. So yes, these are the ones that have won in previous years. And to stop them sort of monopolising, they then go into the big battle for best vehicle. We've got two Citroen Bijou here, styled by Peter Kerwan Taylor, who also designed the original Lotus Elite. These fiberglass sporty beasts, unfortunately, had a 425cc engine with about 12 brake horsepower. And I believe this one, yeah, this is owned by Gary Whelan. He's owned this a long time. So I think they built 211 of them before finally giving up. It's a really odd driving position because the seats are fairly standard 2CV seats. You sit quite high up, so your head is kind of up against the roof and you're kind of looking down on the dashboard and everything that's in front of you. And I still kick myself very regularly for turning down one of these when I found one for sale for £400. Big mistake. A beautiful car, lovely styling, but that glass fibre bodywork was heavier than standard 2CV bodywork, so acceleration suffered as a result, and what was already rather leisurely became exceptionally so this is older cars. I think this car's in slightly the wrong place, but it's another BMW conversion. These motorbike engines make these very exciting indeed. So it's a 1970, so it does just creep into this. I think no, we're in the 49 to 60 lineup, so it is in the wrong one. But yeah, ratty but hilarious. I like that very much. And a huge horn. and this one looks like it dates from about 1964. This is when they picked up the later style bonnet, changed from the ripple style to what the more fluted bonnet. That's a really nice example. This was 1952, so you've got the classic ripple bonnet. You've got no rear windows on the backs of these earlier ones, and you've got precious little illumination. Look, we kind of got a reflector and a single rear light. They did later decide, let's go mad and fit two of them. This one's got the canvas boot lid as well, and there's little mounting tags on the body shell here. Every 2CV built right up until the end of production in 1990 has tags for that external boot lid, but they did change to a canvas, a steel one later on. It's a lovely example. Well, both very pleasant, but this one's particularly intriguing. Served with the French Marines, and it's in beautiful oily rag resto condition. Picked up quite a bit of dust here at the camp over the weekend. That is really nice. One of my cars of the show, I think. There we go, manufactured in 1959 in Paris, found in Angers in France, being restored to its original patina. Wow, 425cc engine. But yeah, there you go, French military lifting 2CVs. This may have been airborne, which is not something you can say of many 2CVs. Speedometer here, the speedometer drives the wipers. Stationary in traffic, you can move that little handle to operate the windscreen wipers when you're not moving. Much better idea than the vacuum powered wipers, which get slower the faster you go. So on these, they get faster as you go down the road. This one, oh, they reckon it's mid 50s, so it's 53 officially, but they think it might be a bit of a mixture. And then another ripple here as well. The ripples are so very, very pretty. I like the indicators sneaking in under the headlamps, make all the difference. But yeah, cars very much still arriving, and it's just such a happy noise to hear 2CVs moving around, as we have done all weekend. There is a flea market as well, so there's Matt Damper discussing canvas roofs, and he also, I think he remanufactures the tailgate seals for Diane's, I could be wrong. Darius at Retrospect Parts, doing a good job selling all the bits. Will has got plenty of stuff for sale as well. Driving a hard bargain there is Mr. Will of Cambridge 2CV. Pottery, if that takes your eye. Look at that. Lovely pottery products. And it's Jonathan Jolly's delicious Ami 6 as well. Beautiful. And this strange creature over here is a Matt Kincannon, who is selling various bits of Ami, mostly. Yes. Oh, timing belts even. Yeah, all proper old original. Oh, Citroen. Look at that.
Look at that. This is an original Citroen part with the Citroen part number still on it.
Beautiful. Sadly, I seem to have left my wallet at home. Oh no. Oh no, what are the chances? So yeah, plenty of bits for sale, but it's just going to be a lovely day, I think. Look, they've even got Berlingos here, all mod cons. I may have been bullied into buying the fantastic lights. Apparently they'll be ideal for a folding camper. Well, they would be if the leisure battery hadn't just died. Bother. Another Ami 6 has turned up, and it's one of my favourites. We've seen this before in one of my NEC reports. It belongs to Simon Brook, and it's just beautiful. Venetian blind in the back. Has been restored, believe it or not, but only where it really, really needed it. Sills and floors. And it's just a beautiful looking car. I like very much. Going to see what else has arrived in the disc brake section, because they've steadily been pouring in while I've been off looking. There's a couple, I think they're filling gaps, so they're not necessarily at the ends. There's a couple I haven't seen before. This white one has been camped next to us. Very, very nice example. But next to the Belgian black one is an English plated black one. So it must have been painted black at some point. Got a taxi sign on it for a bit of a giggle. That's really nice. Someone who's not terribly bothered about it looking absolutely fabulous, uses it when he can. This one was in the camp area opposite us, belongs to my friend Stephen Catt. We saw that in my Croatia video. and twice in fact, because they were Cambridge 2CV with my friend Will for a bit of fettling before they went, and then we saw them again in Croatia. Lovely patination on these front wings, and very, very multicoloured. And this one belongs to my friend Morris. He's owned this from new way back in 1982, 1983, called Pierre. 2CV is to be bounced there. I used to have that sticker myself. So based down in the South Downs, it's been all over. Look at the sticker collection on the boot. So many different events over the years. So two identical cars at first glance, one from 1984, one from 1990, judging by that number plate. This one has a few interesting features. Those aren't 2CV wiper arms, and these light grey indicator surrounds were only fitted to 2CVs up to about 1983, I think. So slightly intriguing. But another difference should be dashboards. Yes, because this is an 84. My first 2CV was a red special 1984. You got a twiddly knob dashboard. Interestingly, both the wiper switch and the hazard light switch, which is the one above it, you can twist in either direction and they just operate as you would expect. But if we come back over to the 1990, perhaps you can see it's push buttons instead. So that came in from 85, I think. So yeah, really good lineup of cars, and everyone just puts their own little touches, white lenses, little chrome rings. This one's got a bit of a tricolor theme going on, and it is also a camper conversion. So we've got his pillow down there, you can just about fit in it. Single seat camper conversion, yellow and black Charleston. They only did those for 1 year, and it was a picture of one of these in a book that helped inspire me to buy a 2CV. And this is the same age as my dolly, a C Reg, lovely Cirque font going on there. And I don't know if it's been restored or just really well looked after. Yeah, second series, 6th owner. Okay, so it has been completely comprehensively rebuilt, which is difficult to do because you've got to get all these coach lines. Ellie's never had the coach lines and never even put the rear graphics on after her last rebuild. With lovely little details. It's still obviously got the little hooks for the rear seat belts. So it's a nice car, right? It looks really nice. The winning Ripple, unsurprisingly, is this little beauty. Now they're doing the prize giving over there at the moment. Unfortunately, quite a few of the cars have gone. My friend John Sobey with that very late Diane we were looking at, he's already left, I believe. The heat has just been too much for a lot of people. But there are some winners we can take a look at, so we'll go and have a look. This little van. So that's very nice. I've just heard the ModCon winner. So this van, very nice. It sounds quite mean. It's got twin pipe exhaust on it. But I believe Jim and Liz have just won the ModCon register with their lovely 2CV. Ragnar won with his lovely white Ami here. The winning Mahari is just in the Mahari Plage here, we saw earlier. Look, even the steering wheel lock is colour coordinated and says Plage. Oh, smell of hot plastic is just absolutely delicious. And as it was coming in to the award ceremony, we saw the winning 70s car, which is that delicious Spot. But H-Fan, unsurprisingly, there could only be one winner in H-Fan, and it is the one that turned up. And he is the H-Fan registrar, so a bit sad, a poor showing for H-Fans this year. But yeah, it really has got very, very warm here, so it's been a really good show. and it's a shame the heat has sort of driven people away a little early in the day. It is only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we're amongst them. We're going to head home now. But yeah, tremendous show. Thanks to the Godiva 2-horse riding school local group, actually based in Coventry. I've organised this meet in Worcester. They're putting on an amazing show. And thank you for watching. We shall see you in a future video. Farewell. Want it?